This is TWiT.
A puzzling update from Ross Komnanzor, which is my American pronunciation of a probably very different sounding.
Just make it sound like
Russian.
Boris bad enough. You'll be okay.
Exactly.
Ross Komnanzor.
That's, as we've spoken of them often and had fun with their name, the bureau serving as Russia's media watchdog. Okay, here's what's weird. They said that Telegram has agreed to help Russian law enforcement fight against extremist and terrorist content shared on Telegram, on the Telegram platform. I have a link to a Russian gov.ru page that I just figured that my fonts all broke when I clicked it because no.
Cyrillic.
So it's, no help there. But I did find some coverage of this at various places. Apparently, the Russian government has lifted its what was largely an ineffective 2-year ban on Telegram's instant messaging service, which we know is encrypted. And boy, all you have to do is just have it show up in Russian and it's encrypted. In a message posted on its website, Ross Komnanzor said it lifted the ban after Russian prosecutors reached an agreement with Telegram's founder, Pavel Durov. Russian officials said that Durov, quote, expressed readiness to counter terrorism and extremism, unquote. Okay, now that doesn't actually say that Pavel agreed to, drop his drawers for Russia. So we don't really know what has happened. The details about this collaboration, such as it might be between Telegram and Russian officials, has not been made public anywhere that I could find. Now, to remind our users, Russia officially banned Telegram a little over 2 years ago on April 13th of 2018. That ban followed Telegram's refusal to cooperate with Russia's FSB, their Federal Security Bureau, which is their primary intelligence service. At the time, FSB investigators tried to obtain the encryption keys from Telegram to decrypt conversations between two suspects that were under investigation in the 2017 St. Petersburg metro bombing. I'm sure that Pavel said, we don't have the keys. Our system is designed end-to-end secure. Sorry, we can't help you. That wasn't the answer they were looking for. So being viewed as refusing to cooperate, the FSB filed a lawsuit, which, surprise, it eventually won in the Russian Supreme Court early in 2018. Russian officials initially fined Telegram, but then the Russian courts also ordered Ross Komnanzor to ban the app inside Russia. Basically, we're going to shut you down, you bad Telegram people. However, Ross Komnanzor had a difficult time enforcing the ban over the past 2 years. Telegram constantly changed its servers' IP addresses and also employed a technique known as domain fronting to bypass the ban. Domain fronting is basically, using different domains as a front for the actual Telegram service, and that allowed Russian users to continue using its service. And recall that in one famous, or maybe now infamous, botched effort to ban the service in Russia, Ross Komnanzor applied a wide area blanket block which affected more than 19 million Amazon and Google Cloud IP addresses, blocking out countless legitimate services inside Russia, such as all of Google's services, online games, banking sites, cryptocurrency exchanges, and mobile apps. They also, in a continuing effort, banned 50 VPN and proxy services that Russians were using to access Telegram. Throughout all of this, Telegram remained extremely popular in Russia and despite the ban, was often used by Russian politicians themselves because, after all, secure, right? Encrypted, right? So the officials were trusting Telegram to keep their conversations safe from FSB surveillance. So again, sort of a political win for Telegram for saying no to law enforcement, just as Apple has benefited from their own stance. So a few days prior to Roskomnadzor lifting the ban, as they did last week, the Russian news site Zenak reported that Russian members of parliament had introduced a new bill to have the app unbanned, though it's unclear whether the bill played any role in Roskomnadzor's lifting of the ban. However, I did some more digging, and I discovered that in April of 2020, the government of Russia started using Telegram themselves to spread information related to the COVID-19 outbreak.
Well, that's what people use.
Yes.
Yeah.
So perhaps that factored into this change. They thought, well, okay, we don't like it, but it's secure. People are using it. We have not been able to block it. Now this is getting kind of embarrassing. So let's lift the ban and make it officially legal again. I also found that Roskomnadzor had not indicated how the two organizations had been able to overcome the issue of Telegram's end-to-end encryption, if indeed they actually had. And I think they hadn't. It did not say whether it now had access to messages or whether changes had been made to the platform. And neither Telegram nor Pavel Durov, who both regularly use Telegram to communicate with their own users, have yet commented publicly on the lifting of the ban. So, my own reading between the lines is that the Russian government, as I said, secretly regretted their opposition to Telegram, especially considering that it's the instant messaging platform of choice for many of them themselves. And perhaps the need to communicate through COVID-19 demonstrated the platform's versatility and utility. And they thought, well, since we can't actually stop it anyway, let's just legitimize it.